Ready?
Let's go.
Stretch.
Yeah. Actually, this feels really good.
Oh, that
I was
cracking.
working out yesterday.
Yeah.
I need to stretch. I'm older.
Yeah. I'm older.
I'm old.
All right. Hey, y'all. Welcome to another off-season episode of Lakers Therapy for Sunday, July 30th. As always, my name is Paul, and with me is David.
What up? What up?
And Rahi.
Hello, everybody.
If you're listening to us, please do us a favor and subscribe to our channel. So for today, we got a couple things on the agenda. So we're going to talk about LeBron's potential jersey retirement or some news to discuss around it. We're going to give some well wishes to Bronny after his cardiac arrest scare. Talk about last roster spot. I think we got one more that we have to assign and make some decisions there. And then we got some, I think, latest news about some players that we waived and some we signed. So let's start with the potential jersey retirement for LeBron James. This week, Jeannie Buss says LeBron's number will be retired after he makes the Hall of Fame. So let me read the quote that came from the news this week. So the standard for having your jersey retired as a Laker is when a player is inducted into the Hall of Fame, Jeannie said. I have absolutely no doubt that LeBron will make it into the Basketball Hall of Fame, and when he does so, then we will retire his jersey. Knowing that he will make it into the Basketball Hall of Fame, he will have his Lakers jersey retired, no doubt about it. So my question is to you guys, how do you feel about LeBron James getting his jersey retired as a Laker?
I'm all for it for two reasons. First of all, I mean he's a Hall of Famer. When they look back on the history books, then I could be like, well, he was only a Laker at the tail end of his career and he doesn't deserve it. Like, no, he's one of the greatest players of all time, and he played on the Lakers. We need to claim him as such, not like, oh, he was a Cab. Like, no. He was a Laker in the end. And secondly, I think it's smart on Gina's part to make LeBron happy in that sense, feed his ego a bit, because, as Roddy knows, LeBron has an ego. Just make him happy and just tell him the things that he wants to hear, and then he'll keep playing hard.
And for the listeners, that's Roddy, who's in our
Not
Lakers
Rahi.
Therapy chat. Not here today, but isn't the biggest Lakers or LeBron James fan. So just wanted to throw that context out there. Go ahead, Rahi. Kick it over to you.
I agree with David. Yes, a very smart business decision by Genie to state that, yes, keep him happy. He does deserve to get his jersey retired by the Lakers, even with one championship. Let's say by the time he retires, let's say he spent 6 or 7 years as a Laker. That's significant. So if he has one championship, possibly two, absolutely. Wilt Chamberlain, one championship, tail end of his career with the Lakers. Jerry West, one championship. Gail Goodrich, one championship. All Hall of Famers with retired numbers. So why not Bron? Now I just say, okay, do we do 23 and 6 or just 23? Right now I'm just with 23 only because he won the championship as 23, nothing with 6, and he's going back to 23 this season. Maybe 6 is not retired, but maybe you don't give it to anyone else for a long time. Retire 23, definitely.
I do agree with both of you guys. I think claiming LeBron James, that should be an honor to say he played one of the greatest players of all time, potentially the greatest player of all time, is also considered a Laker. And he's going to be up there with good company. He's going to be up there with some greats up on that, in the rafters. So I think, I don't know about the decision or the news happening now. It's a little weird. But maybe it is some optics that we want to see, hey, LeBron, we're still thinking about, the long term here in your career, post-retirement and all that stuff. So maybe that's what it is. But I have no issue with LeBron getting his jersey retired as a Laker. I think if he wins another one, it's going to feel a little bit better, I think, for some of those fans that are on the fence. But I think right now I'm totally fine with that.
So we all think he deserves his jersey retired. Do we think he deserves a statue?
I think statues are a little too much. It's a little over the top. Who has a statue now? Kareem, Magic, Shaq. I think Jerry West. Kobe will.
Yes.
I say we hold off on the statue talk. I'm not ready for statues. There's a lot of statues.
Personally, I don't feel I think that might be where we draw the line. I think in terms of statues, I think he deserves a statue in Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
He probably deserves a statue in Miami. But here, man,
Or we just do it just to spite the Clippers because they can't cover a statue outside. Yeah,
Not a
they
bad,
can cover the
not a
banners and
bad
the
idea.
jerseys inside. We all know what's behind those. What are those coverings they use? But they can't cover a statue.
I mean, that doesn't even matter.
Actually, no,
They're gonna have a
they're
new
moving.
arena.
I
Yeah, they have
forgot
a
they're
new
building
arena.
their own thing that no one's gonna go to.
No one's gonna go.
Right by LAX. Have you tried going in and out of SoFi Stadium? It's horrible.
I have not.
You don't need to go.
Is it?
It takes it takes an hour to get out of that general area, the parking. It's like getting out of Dodger Stadium, but almost a little worse. Feels like.
Worse than Dodger Stadium?
No, Dodger Stadium. It can't be worse than Dodger Stadium.
Dodger Stadium's like half an hour to get the hell out of there.
No, it's not. Are you kidding me? No
45
way.
minutes, yeah.
No way.
I went to the
It
Raiders,
takes-
Chargers, and Raiders, Rams. It was an hour plus.
It takes an
Just to
hour just to
move.
get off the hill into the neighborhoods around, and then you have to get past the neighborhoods.
And then if you're
Yeah.
sitting up top, forget it. You may as well just watch the TV at home because you can't even see the field. Everyone looks like ants. Just look at the huge video board.
Usually, if I have tickets to sit up top, I just walk down and I watch it from behind where the 88 benches are because it's closer, and just stand there.
All right, so let's talk about the Lakers have one more last roster spot. I think we've been heavily linked to signing Christian Wood, although
Yeah.
it seems like there's something going on there. I'm not sure why. We keep getting linked to him, but there's no action.
I can tell you why.
All right, get
Tell
in.
us why.
Go for it.
He doesn't want to sign for a minimum contract. Everyone, like, I feel like there's probably at least 3 teams that would love to sign Christian Wood today. Clippers being one of them. He doesn't want to sign for a minimum. I think that's why there was that idea floated out a couple weeks ago where they're like, "Oh, we can sign and trade Christian Wood," but no one wants to give up an asset for Christian
When
Wood
they don't have to.
when they don't have to. So
Yeah.
it's like he won't sign for less than what he feels he deserves.
But he will eventually because he needs to be on the roster.
Exactly.
And he's kind of proven himself as a player. He did really well in Portland. Last year in Dallas was one of his worst seasons. He did not do so well.
He's definitely proven himself as a scorer,
Yeah.
but as a big guy who's going to be taking up that spot on your court, like on your front court, like
Mhm.
I just feel like he's just not giving enough defensively because you have to pair him up with like a rim protector. He's not a rim protector whatsoever. So
Yeah.
guys are just going through him, going around him, doing whatever they want. He can score, but the
Yeah.
roster needs to be set up around him.
Yeah.
I was for signing him, but now I am not. I heard on Brian Kamenetsky podcast on Lockdown Lakers, he mentioned that there is a unnamed Laker player, a prominent player, that went to Pelinka and said, "Do not sign this guy." I don't know if he has an attitude problem or a work ethic problem or any other problem. I don't know, but it
Hmm.
seems like there's a hang up with signing him, and all the rumors has been either him or Bismack Biyombo, who is like a rebounding, tough, rugged guy who could be a better fit because we don't have another player like him. They want a player that's not like Jackson Hayes that can run the floor and shoot and run like a gazelle. They want almost like a DJ Benga type of player. So I think he has a injury history that would not benefit us. What I want to do with that spot, our two-way player Colin Castleton. He's a center. I want him to have a legit contract, save that two-way spot for another guy. I think giving it to a young guy who can play, he was really talented in the summer league. He did well. I'd rather sign Castleton to a real contract.
I have to stop real quick and I have to
Go for
ask
it. Yeah.
who the 2 players, there could be 2 players rumored. Who could those be? It has to be one of them has to be LeBron, right?
LeBron or AD or who else would be next?
Those are the 2 that I
D'Angelo?
think.
No, or Reeves. I don't see
doubt it.
Reeves saying that.
No one else
Got to
has
be
any,
one of those
like,
guys.
It's a vet. It has to be a vet that's been around.
Allegedly.
Those criticisms for Christian Wood, you can say the exact same thing for Jackson Hayes. If you were just lay out Jackson Hayes next to Christian Wood and they're both minimum contracts, who would you rather sign?
Oh,
If-
between Christian
the
Wood
2.
and Jackson Hayes?
Yeah.
It's a
I
tough
mean,
yeah.
if you're asking me, I pick Hayes.
You pick Hayes? I would have picked
But I
Wood.
think-
I would pick Wood.
Also, I'm also not for duplicating talents. So
That's
let's say he's kind of
right there.
similar to other players we have. I mean, you don't know what's just like social media posts and what's real, but it looks like Jared Vanderbilt is working out with Phil Handy on his shot, on his dribbling. Let's say Jared Vanderbilt has an improved shot. Christian Wood better than him. Vanderbilt has that defense.
Yeah, but Vando's like a 4. He's not big enough to play 5.
He also allegedly he's grown a little bit since
What
the end of
the-
the season. He's still like 21, 22 years old. He's not like you and
I
me
don't
where we
know
stopped
about
growing
that,
when we were
man.
16. You know, he's still
Allegedly is in caps
Right,
there.
Okay, if you guys,
If we listen to the players, they all grow like 6 inches in height and like 50
There's
pounds
a
of
picture.
muscle.
There's a picture of him standing side by side with Rui while working out with Handy. He was significantly taller
Yeah,
than
I
Rui.
can do that too. Shit.
if we're just thinking on the roster that we have now,
Mhm.
like does Christian Wood fit within this roster right now, like as our backup center, potentially with these guys that he would come out with?
Would he be the backup center though?
You
Would
want
it
him
be
to
Hayes
start?
coming in? No, there's no room in the starting spot for him.
Exactly. So you think maybe it's Hayes and then Wood? Yeah, because I'm not
Yeah.
sure.
Because Hayes can play a little defense.
Yeah.
He's athletic enough to get some block shots in, or at least
Definitely.
pose a threat in the paint.
Mhm.
I don't think Wood does.
No.
If we didn't re-sign Rui, maybe there was a spot for him in the starting lineup. But with Rui, I'd rather have Rui, all day. But
All day.
Yeah.
maybe if he wasn't here, maybe that could work out. But yeah, I'm just seeing it less likely unless the goal is to flip Christian Wood mid-season or something. Like we sign him, he shows out, but he's not going to be on our roster in the playoffs.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, if he signs for a minimum contract, there's not much you trade him for, anyways.
Yeah, I think actually that's the goal for all of our players, right? Like all of our players are very flippable. I mean, that's what we flipped minimum guys last season at the trade deadline.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I don't think we can do that. Like we got lucky because it worked out, but I feel like we do need that continuity at this stage. Like that hurt us in the playoffs.
Yeah, but it's because we're flipping starters last season. This
That's
time
true.
we'd be
Yeah.
flipping the bench, deep on the bench.
I get your point. Yeah. Rahi, is that your guy, Castleton? That's your pick.
That's my guy, Castleton.
I do like Castleton a lot. I just worry that he's just too young and he's never played in the NBA. No, just to finish, like I'm just not sure about him going up against like real talent in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I don't think for that last roster spot we are thinking he would be playing in the playoffs at all. Anyone for this spot. You got to shorten rotation down to 8 dudes,
That's true.
Yeah.
We want the 15th guy to have garbage time in the regular season. So if we're up ahead by a lot, AD doesn't have to play. LeBron doesn't have to play those last couple minutes. But the player's good enough so we don't collapse. So Castleton, I'm not saying he's the next Caruso or the next Reeves where he's undrafted and he comes and, goes crazy and earns a big contract. I don't know if he's that level. I can't say that. But I think he's talented enough to be given that chance for the last spot.
I mean, you can argue he has that chance. He has a 2-way. We have him under that 2-way
Mhm.
contract. Why not sign someone that we can still waive later and we can still move up Castleton later?
We have no other names though.
The plus side of us arguing this at the bottom of the roster, they can shuffle this around. We just need like a person that we don't want someone else to have right now, just in case.
Is that dude available besides Wood?
Biz,
What if
you said it?
What if the plan is? So I have another thought. What if we just keep the last roster spot open and see if someone else gets waived mid-season or something like that? Another option could be, what if we sign a different player, a different need, and not get a center? Maybe it's like a shooter. Maybe it's like someone else that we just really think is a good value that we can get. I think what it looks like is just no perfect backup center right now that's out there. I don't know if you guys have any thoughts on that, or maybe some other names that you guys might want to throw out there.
See, right now we actually have 2 open roster spots, but
1 or 2.
2. But because of the way the cap is, they're only going to sign 1.
Okay.
Yeah. So there is a second one. Even after we sign the center, we still have space for one more like buyout or a waived slot.
All right, then at that point, you know what? Pelinka just needs to make a damn decision.
Yeah.
Right? If we have a minimum contract to spend and we have 2 open roster spots, either fucking like shit or get off the pot. Like Like, at this point, I feel like they are waiting for someone like JaVale or some,
No.
like maybe not him specifically, but in a situation like that, like what Paul is saying, like someone waived that they feel is oncoming that they could sign if we're just patient. And I think if Pelinka learned anything this past year or two, it's to be patient.
Or if you got one spot left, re-sign Wenyan Gabriel and continue to develop him.
I do like Wenyan. He's
Right.
just small.
I think
He's
Wenyan's a
thin.
good. He's a good rebounder. I mean, I would hope that he's developed a little bit physically, but he's not going to be that shot blocker. I think that maybe would give AD a spell every once in a while, even if it's for a couple minutes.
Yeah,
But,
he hustles hard. It's just about
oh yeah,
minutes. You can't play him against a bulky player.
yeah. But I think that's that. Like Christian Wood, we'll see where he ends up. It doesn't feel like he's going to end up here though.
Nope.
I don't know.
If he wanted to be a Laker, he would be a Laker.
Yeah. I guess that's not. Yeah, that's true. Okay. I think we can close off with some news. So we got some good news regarding Bronny James. So earlier this week there was a super scary event where he suffered a cardiac arrest at a USC workout. But since then he's been discharged. So he arrived later this week at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center, fully conscious and intact and stable. And he was cared for promptly by the trained staff there at the Cedars-Sinai Medical Center, and now he's at home resting. So I think we wish him all the best. I'm glad he's doing better. Also, in other news, the Lakers waived Cole Swider this week. I thought this was an interesting player in Summer League and last year in Summer League. I think it was just going to be really difficult for him to land a spot in our team. So maybe he'll find another opportunity elsewhere. But he's a knockdown shooter, and he looks like Rob Pelinka. So, a couple things he got going for him.
Long lost son.
Yeah. And then lastly, the Lakers did sign Alex Fudge, I believe is he a G League guy, or is he a two-way?
Oh,
G League guy,
two-way,
right?
two-way player out of University of Florida.
You didn't talk about Fudge.
You didn't give him enough airtime.
There's not enough fudge on this podcast.
All right, and then there's one more thing to look forward to this summer. Austin Reeves, our very own, is going to be playing for Team USA at the FIBA Basketball World Cup starting this August. So I'm excited to see what he can do with some other guys on the USA team, and maybe we'll do a recording just to talk about that a little bit more too in the future.
Yeah.
He is him, and it's a good way to see how he's improved before the season starts.
That's true. That's true. Man, if he can pick up some skills from some other guys up there. I was gonna say he's just a good guy to like. He doesn't demand the ball, but when he gets the ball, he knows what to do with it. So he can play with other stars. That's clear.
And the best thing about like when Kobe back in the day used to play Team USA and All-Star game, he just learned so many of the other guys' habits and just learn more about them so he can use it against them. So at the very least, I hope Austin can do that.
Good luck, Austin.
Good luck, Austin.
Don't get hurt.
Do not.
True. Don't jinx it, David.
Yeah, that would suck.
Knock on wood.
All right, I think that does it for today's show. Please make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more Lakers content. Peace.